On this May 24th, I'm Chris Allen, right here on the Sam channel, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, all sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. Coming to you just a little bit later this morning because I wanted to have plenty of time to go over everything that we're looking at as far as the possibility of severe weather during this holiday weekend. I know some of you will be heading out today, maybe after you get off work, or maybe you've got today off as well as Monday, and you're going to have a long weekend. If you're hanging around here, there is going to be those times when we will be dealing with thunderstorms, just like we have seen over the last several days. And some of those may produce some very heavy rainfall. That's pretty much a given. But we are looking at the possibility that on Sunday, that could be a very active weather day with severe weather. Everything that is classified as severe weather is on the table. I'll be in a conference call with the Weather Service later this afternoon, and we'll start to get a little more clarity as to what we're looking at on Sunday. But I can tell you that as of right now, there is a higher risk of seeing some severe storms Sunday afternoon and evening, maybe even into Sunday night, into early Monday morning for our area. So that is going to be the primary focus for this holiday weekend. In between now and then, we're going to have these occasional showers and thunderstorms, and we have a batch that's actually going to come in here in the next couple of hours that we're going to keep an eye on. Let's check outside this morning from the Plano cam, as we do. And you can see that we've got a mix of clouds and sunshine, scattered clouds here and there. No rain yet, but there's rain approaching, and some more of those thunderstorms that can dump some very heavy downpours of rain headed our direction. So it's just a matter of time. In the next few hours, you're going to see the activity ramping up across the area. Here's a look from downtown and our AAA Systems live cam from Reservoir Hill, looking down on the city of Bowling Green. And you can see some of those clouds in the distance, but we've got sunshine. As of right now, it's 9:13 a.m. Central Time. And as we continue the next couple of hours toward midday and lunch hour, we're going to begin to see another cluster of showers and thunderstorms moving in, and some of those, as mentioned, could produce some very heavy rainfall. So just be aware of that if you're planning on going out for lunch and maybe paying some bills, or, today's payday. And hey, it's always good to have payday before a big holiday weekend like this. And so I just want to give you heads up as to what's coming. There is a risk of a few severe storms, kind of like we've had the last few days. And I'm going to highlight that along with the risk that I'm looking at for Sunday. So pay attention here as I go day by day. We'll start with today. The level of risk is level 1 marginal risk. It's in the low risk category, but it's a risk nonetheless. And like we've seen in previous days, you're going to get these thunderstorms that come in with a lot of lightning, very heavy downpours of wind, and maybe some wind gusts. But that's about all that we're looking at today. Now, there is a level 2 slight risk for severe storms back into western Kentucky, much of Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, West Tennessee, Mississippi, big area that's going to be under that risk today. And that's for the cluster that's coming in this morning, really toward midday and then will continue into the afternoon hours. So that's our risk for today. As you can see, the tornado outlook, not here. Severe wind or damaging wind threat, maybe a little. And then the hail threat, maybe a little. But it's on the very low end of all those. So that's today. Now, I've been saying that tomorrow, Saturday, is going to be the better of the weekend days. And here we see that there is a low level 1 marginal risk for a few storms tomorrow afternoon, mainly along and east of Interstate 65 and then up toward Louisville, Covington, Cincinnati, Lexington, much of eastern Kentucky, southern Ohio. It's going to be more in that general central and eastern parts of Kentucky for tomorrow. The main threats here, not a tornado threat. It's not zero, but it's near zero. So it's pretty low. It would be, again, damaging wind threat to the east of Bowling Green and a hail threat. But all of that is on the low end, again, for tomorrow afternoon and evening. Okay, so we've taken care of today. We've taken care of tomorrow. Let's go to the day that we're really paying attention to, and that's Sunday. Now, I want you to understand here that even though we're painted in a level 3 enhanced risk right there, from Bowling Green up to Louisville to Cincinnati, Frankfort's included in that, much of Western Kentucky, well, really all of Western Kentucky, and then into southern Indiana, much of Illinois, parts of Missouri, including St. Louis, including Indianapolis. This is kind of the higher end zone for the possibility of severe weather. But again, this is on Sunday, mainly in the afternoon and evening. If all of this comes together, it's looking like it is going to come together. But again, as you know, some of these things are conditional. But let me show you the severe weather outlook even into Sunday. Now, this is showing that even on Sunday, that was Sunday, excuse me. Okay, so Sunday, the general risk here, a level 3 for much of the area. So let's break it down as to the areas which will see the greatest threat. Highlighted area, even hashed in, is north of Bowling Green. North of Bowling Green up to the Western Kentucky Parkway, Interstate 69, in that general area, from Owensboro to Evansville to Louisville, to almost Frankfort, down to about E-Town. That's the area with the black hatch marks. And when you see the hatched area, which it says down here, that's greater than a 10% probability of significant severe weather. So in that area, that kind of magenta pink color, that's a 30 to 44% risk of seeing just severe weather within 25 miles of a point. So wherever you are, from you to 25 miles out, you have the possibility of seeing severe weather from 30 to 44% chance. But in that hatched area, you can see a greater than 10% probability of significant severe weather. If you're down in Nashville, it's actually not going to be as bad in Middle Tennessee as it will be here and further north. Louisville, Frankfort, Owensboro, Evansville, maybe even Madisonville to Bowling Green, Paducah. That's where we could see large hail, damaging wind, and yes, in that black hatched area, a greater threat for tornado development. Tornadoes have not been an issue for us the last several days, but it does look like that this time on Sunday, in the Sunday afternoon and evening, there is going to be a much greater threat for tornadoes. That doesn't mean it's going to happen, but Sunday is becoming rather sus, as the kids say. Suspect. They don't like to say the whole word, so they say, boy, that looks sus. So, yeah. So that's the day that I want you to pay attention. Heads up. Have if you have one, a weather radio, make sure it's turned on. If you don't have a weather radio, you can go to any Ace hardware store, Ace Hardware, get one, and get it programmed before Sunday. Then I would also do this, have more than one way, more than even 2 or 3 ways to get the weather. I would get the News 40 weather app. Okay. And you can download it. Well, let me maneuver all this out of the way. Right there in the circle is the QR code to download the News 40 weather app, brought to you by Greenwood Ford Mobile Service. Okay. And then you can see radar, you can get radar, quick updates on everything. Bulletins for sure are going to be in here. Let me see here. Let me navigate over to where I was seeing some of the rain coming in. Where is it? I know it's on here. West Tennessee. Yeah, there it comes. So this is the batch of rain that is about to move in to southern Kentucky here in the next couple of hours toward midday, toward the lunch hour. And once you get this set up, you set it up for your location. It sees your phone's GPS location, and it will warn you if there's a warning or if there's lightning being detected in your area. It'll tell you all that, no matter where you are. You don't have to be here. You can be anywhere. So, yeah, Sunday, the day. I will find out more from that conference call this afternoon, about 1:30 or so. And after that, I'll do probably another update just to get everybody acclimated and up to date on what we learned. We should, like I said, have a little more clarity as to what's coming once we get that update from the Weather Service. All right. Radar, again, I want to show you this just because we do have this batch of thunderstorm activity coming our way. Now, none of this is really severe, but there have been a couple of warnings out of this back to the west, but we're talking about flood advisories, maybe a brief short-term severe thunderstorm warning in parts of Illinois and far western Kentucky. This is starting to make its way into Mayfield and Murray, Kentucky. You can see the lightning flashes here, and then on down into West Tennessee, over toward Martin, Tennessee, Dyersburg, Jackson, along Interstate 40. All of this is headed our direction. Here's Bowling Green. All of this will be here by, I would say, 11, 12 noon, lunch hour. And it's going to do like it's done the last few days, throw down some very heavy rain and lots of lightning with it. So expect that. And you can see how the clouds are starting to thicken up now. Look at all that lightning back here. That's all coming our direction. So that's going to be our weather maker for today. Yes, some of those could be on the severe side, just into severe weather criteria, but it's, like the last few days, it rains very hard, then it slacks off. You get another little wave of rain, then that slacks off. And by evening, everything just kind of fizzles out because we lose the daytime heating. So that's going to be the case again today. Then tomorrow, I would say tomorrow's going to be your best day to actually get out and do something outdoors for the holiday weekend. And maybe even the beginning of Sunday. Sunday morning to midday, you're going to be okay. It's Sunday afternoon and evening that is going to be the prime time, if you will, for any severe weather development. Here's a look at the model blender, and you can see that we've got mid to upper 80s, even maybe hitting 90 on Sunday before the thunderstorms get here. It is going to be hot. It is going to be muggy. And then the storms hit by afternoon on Sunday. Today we're going about 83, 84, about 86 or so, 85, 86 tomorrow, then 90 I'm going with on Sunday before the storms hit. And then we cool down a bit as we head into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. As the weather settles down, we dry out and actually become less humid. It's going to feel pretty good once we get rid of the rains earlier in the week. Highs in the mid to upper 70s to low 80s. And then we see more mid 80s coming in for the first few days of June, which will be next weekend. And as you see there, there's a couple of nights. Looks like Wednesday night, Thursday night next week, when lows will be in the low to mid 50s during the overnight hours with lower humidity. That's awesome. I mean, that's gonna feel nice. So that is going to be very nice, but we've got to get through all the stormy weather first before we can let our guard down and say, boy, this, now we're done with the rain. Let's get on with life, because life has been interrupted. I know some of you have been like, well, I can't mow the yard because every time I go out to try to mow the yard, it rains. And then it just gets thicker and thicker. Yeah, I know. Here's a look at the maps. Here's today. Nothing happening right now until we get into about the lunch hour and midday through the afternoon, into this evening. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. Any of those could produce some very heavy downpours. Severe weather ongoing. Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, further south. Here's early tomorrow morning. A few leftover showers possible in the morning, but more so, I think tomorrow afternoon is going to be a better time for those showers and thunderstorms. Some of it will try to be out of here by late afternoon as we get a temporary break. But here we go. Here's the system that's going to come in for Sunday that will start to, again, crank up the severe weather in parts of Oklahoma and Arkansas and back out west. Then that area moves closer to us. This is Sunday morning. We begin to see the thunderstorms moving in. By Sunday afternoon and evening, severe weather threat will be right over us, even though it's not painted in red here. The cold front will be nearby, and I think enough instability to produce maybe large diameter hail, damaging wind, and maybe even a tornado or two. Then as we get into Monday, Memorial Day, we get a little slacking off of the continual shower and thunderstorm threat. Maybe you'll get a cookout in. Maybe you'll be able to go to the lake and have some fun. It is after that, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, very nice, less humid air, and even a bit cooler, as you saw. Here's Friday, next Friday, the last day of May, and it's looking good. So we just, are going to have to be a bit patient and understand the weather pattern that we're in right now is just one that's very volatile. It's very, it's misbehaving, you could say. And it's not done yet. Not done. Here's a look at rainfall projections. While the rainfall projections have come down a bit, we did see a few places yesterday that picked up upwards of 3 inches of rain in just the cluster of thunderstorms that came through yesterday afternoon. So just keep in mind, because of the high moisture content, any of these thunderstorms could produce copious amounts of rain, 2 or 3 inches worth of rain in a short amount of time, causing flash flooding. Right now, that's the primary threat. Tornadoes are not a primary threat for us right now. The primary number one threat right now is flooding. So that's what you need to keep in mind. Over the next few days, collectively, about 1.5 inches to 2 inches of rain. But again, as I just mentioned, we had a few places yesterday and even the day before that picked up 2 to 3 inches of rain on that same day within a 24-hour period, or even shorter than that. And that's a problem. So, especially if you live near creeks or streams, rivers, things like that. And there's a lot of street flooding that happens, standing water on the parkways and interstates that can cause you to hydroplane, and that's a problem. Okay. Lisa in the chat box this morning, the app. Okay, I'll go over it again. Here's my phone. Okay. And I have an Android. Okay. But this works for iPhone as well. Go to the App Store if you have an iPhone, or you can go to Google Play and just find News 40 Weather. Okay. Then you download it, and there it is. Now, you can also scan that code right there, that circle. See it? Right there. Just all you got to do is, I'll do it with you. Here's your phone. Open your camera. Okay, there's my camera. But I'm going to point it right at that code, and immediately I get this little code that shows up right there. See that? Right there. I tap it. Whoops. It went away. I waited too long. Let me do it again. There it is. Okay. It says flowcode.com. Click it. And it will take you to the page where you can download the News 40 weather app. And it will say, do you have an Android or an iPhone? And you choose whichever phone you have, and you're in. It's free. Then you can go in there and you can set it up for your location, or you can set up to 16 different locations that you want to be warned for and see the radar for and get lightning detection for and all of that. So that's how you do that. Then you just take it with you wherever you go. You're going to take your phone with you anyway. And that way you can keep up. And when there's a warning or lightning nearby, it's going to ping your phone and tell you what's going on if you're in the path of trouble. So there you go. Yeah, let's see. I'm just reading through some of your comments. I was just talking about severe on Sunday. Could be pretty bad. It could be. We don't know yet. So let's see. Keeping us updated. Okay. We've got different people that are just chiming in this morning. Thanks to everybody paying attention to the weather. And I know this goes on for, I'm approaching 25 minutes now. That's a long update. But if you want, feel free to share this with friends or family. They may not watch the whole 25 minutes, but let's just, help them out and give them an idea just how uh, possibly bad it could be, especially on Sunday with the threat of severe weather, so that they know. In the meantime, break-ins anytime severe weather happens today, tomorrow, Sunday. Sam 100.7 on your FM radio. The instant a warning happens, it'll be there. You'll hear it. On TV, News 40, CBS or NBC 40. You'll get the same thing, the little crawl down at the bottom of the screen. And of course, I will be on tonight at 5, 6, and 10 with a fresh update after the conference call, and then I'll have new information to pass along to you later this evening about Sunday, concerning Sunday. In the meantime, enjoy your Memorial Day weekend wherever you may be going. Be safe, be weather aware. God bless you, and thank you.